What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is my January 2023 movies catch-up video. This is where I talk about all the 2023 films that I saw in the month of January. Now, January is, of course, a month that is notorious for being very slow in the movie industry, so I didn't really see too many 2023 films for this month. But if you're new to the channel, basically I'm going to be talking about these movies very briefly, giving you guys my rating, and then if you guys want my full in-depth thoughts on these films, you guys can follow me on Letterboxd, which I will put down below. If you don't know what Letterboxd is, it's basically, Instagram, but for movie lovers. It is an amazing app. Definitely recommend checking it out. But yeah, guys, so I will be talking about these movies of 2023 that I saw in the month of January. So guys, enough exposition. Let's get started. So kicking things off, I saw Mathrigen, or as it's apparently called, Megan, but with a 3. It's a very weird title. But this was a movie that when the reviews came out, I was like, holy cow, a January movie that's getting great reviews? That's awesome. And then I saw the movie, and I was quite disappointed by the movie. Look, movies about AI are right on my alley. I love films that deal with that. But man, like, they did not do, in my personal opinion, a good job at capitalizing on the intriguing premise. Not only that, but the humor just really didn't work for myself, and I felt like when it was trying to be serious, it didn't really work, and then when it was trying to be humorous, also didn't work. So it was just clashing tones. And at the same time, I mean, let's break it down. I mean, if a film is supposed to be horror and that doesn't work for you, and a movie's supposed to be comedic and that doesn't work for you, and then the sci-fi concept also doesn't work for you, then you're in trouble. So yeah, I was in trouble. Look, I understand if you liked Megan, I completely get that, but for me, this was a very disappointing film, and I personally will be giving it a... Next up, we have The Pale Blue Eyes, which is the latest Scott Cooper film, the same director who did Out of the Furnace, Crazy Heart. He is what I deem is like a C-list director. He's a director where when I hear his name and when I see the premise of the movie that he's directing, I say to myself, that could be really good. But there are times where, I mean, it's just kind of like average. And The Pale Blue Eyes, unfortunately, isn't even just average. It's actually below average. It was quite disappointing, honestly. And considering the caliber of talent, both behind and in front of the camera, that's what surprised me the most. Like, you have a mystery that isn't intriguing. You have a drama that also isn't intriguing, and a runtime that somehow feels like it's 3 hours, despite it not being even close to 3 hours. So yeah, I was in trouble with this movie personally. I saw it got some solid reviews, so I understand if, some people like this movie. I totally get it. But for me, I found myself similar to Megan, quite disappointed, and that's why The Pale Blue Eyes, I personally will be giving a... Next up, we have, and I know I'm going to butcher this, so I apologize in advance, but the next one we have Skinamarink, which is a experimental horror film. And I had no idea what this movie was going into. So I was kind of surprised when the movie is shot, not on film, but it's made to really kind of emulate like that home video kind of look. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's all like hazy and it's, like that digital grain and everything. Yeah, that's what the look is. But not only that, it's like the shots all don't have humans in it, pretty much. It's from the perspective of children. Now, that's something that I can't lie. For 10 minutes, if it's like a short film, I'd be down for that. For 100 minutes, it was a chore to get through. By all means, I get it if someone liked this movie, especially because I hear a lot of people say that it really kind of, strikes a chord with their childhood. I get it. I can 100% respect that. This is by no means a movie that I deem to be bad. It's not. It's just an experimental movie that, like any experiment, it's not going to work for everyone. And for me, it just didn't really quite work. I found it to be kind of agonizing in terms of the way that it was paced. And again, it just seemed like a premise that could have been done in 10 minutes and instead was 100 minutes. And I struggled with it, man. I really did. But again, I understand if you like this movie. I get why some people might like it. For me, I was disappointed, and I mean, I gotta say it. Skinamarink, I personally will be giving a... Next up, we have Alice Starling, which is a film that stars Anna Kendrick, and this is one of the rare cases where I actually saw the trailer for Alice Starling. Quite a bit, honestly. And I remember seeing the trailer and just saying, wow, that looks really thrilling. And when you see the film, it's not thrilling in the slightest. You have to readjust your expectations if you have seen the trailer. I wouldn't classify it as a thriller. I would classify it more as like a domestic drama, one that I wanted to like more than I actually did. I thought that overall it was okay. It contains a great Anna Kendrick performance. It does have some interesting, things that it does, but overall, by the end, I kind of felt empty watching it. And it's not even like, oh, well, you're supposed to be in the perspective of the lead character and how they feel empty and how they feel like, everything's kind of, coming in and everything. I didn't get that. I got more of like this is something that it's dealing with themes and messages that should be hard hitting, but it just kind of felt like it was playing it safe with those themes. And that being said, I haven't gone through what this lead character did. So by all means, if there are individuals out there that have gone through what this lead character did, by all means, I'll be more than curious to hear, how accurate this film portrayed it. I thought that it did a great job with like the little things of like, how the lead character was constantly scratching, constantly just not having, the ability of just being really able to turn to anyone for fear. Like that, I thought that it did a great job. But other aspects, I thought that it was kind of lacking in. It's a film that I wanted to like more than I actually did. Again, as I said earlier. But nonetheless, I'll still recommend Alice Starling. And I will be giving it a... Next up, we have Infinity Pool. So Infinity Pool is the latest film from David Cronenberg, the son of David Cronenberg. And I gotta say, Brandon Cronenberg is a director that, truthfully, I wasn't really excited for Infinity Pool just because I wasn't a fan of Possessor, which I know is kind of sacrilegious to say, but I wasn't really digging Possessor. And early on in Infinity Pool, I was liking it, but at the same time, I was like, okay, is this gonna be like a film that kind of loses my interest, kind of like Possessor did. And I'm happy to report back that it didn't. It's actually the opposite. Infinity Pool, I felt like, gained a lot of steam as it progressed. And I grew to respect and appreciate it more and more with each passing minute. I quite dug Infinity Pool. In fact, my rating when I saw it changed the next day, because the next day I was actually thinking about it more and I was like, yeah, I'm going to bump it up even higher because there's just a lot to chew on with this film. I absolutely adore the ending scene, the symbolism behind that, but I also loved the hallucinogenic orgy sequences. Those were amazing. They were simply well edited, well shot, sensory overload. I also really liked the score. It's a film that hits all the Chad buttons, and I gotta say, I'm very much so looking forward to revisiting Infinity Pool. I've heard some people say that they like Possessor better. I can respect that, but for me, I liked Infinity Pool a lot better, and I personally will be giving it a... And last but not least, to end the month, I saw Shotgun Wedding, which is the latest Jennifer Lopez movie. And it's funny, watching last year, I saw some Jennifer Lopez movies from the 1990s. And that was around the time that, in terms of acting, that's when she was, starting out and, gaining recognition and everything. And I got to say, I wish, that Jennifer Lopez kind of, resurrected more so than the Jennifer Lopez who's in romantic comedies, because... my goodness, like, this is just another cringe-inducing fest. This is worse than Marry Me of last year, I would say. Maybe. It's actually close. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's pretty darn close. Shotgun Wedding is just containing some of the most cringe-inducing humor that I have seen. And I really do not know if it's going to be beaten this year. At least, I hope it's not going to be beaten. Because if so, we're in trouble. Shotgun Wedding, I hate it. I really did not like it, and that's why I'm just going to say right now, Shotgun Wedding, I will be giving a... But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on all the movies from 2023 that I saw in January. Let me know your thoughts on any of these movies that you saw, or other movies that I might have missed that came out in January 2023 that you saw. Let me know in the comment section below. And guys, as always, thank you very much for watching with the subscription, notification bell, follow me on Letterboxd, and I will catch you guys later.